Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I'm not 100% sure I understand the question, but I think I do. Somebody posted this on Facebook and said that they can't. I mean, it's all one. It's not group. It's a PDF that they bought, and then they imported it. Well, and if you need to make some adjustments, and the only adjustments I could see or would think of would be the ones on your spacing to get your joints tighter or looser. So there's two ways you could do that. Probably the easiest way to go to Object and convert outline to an object. And now each one of these nodes is broken apart. So if you needed to, in this particular case, I don't really know how this is going to work because, well, let's do these ends. So we want it, let's say it's not tight enough. So there's two ways you can do it. You can make the female part tighter or the male part bigger. So let's go with bigger. And let's change our nudge factor to 0.003, because just a little bit. Then grab the shape tool, select these nodes and nudge it up. Just, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in. Grab all those nodes and nudge them up. If you do that just one time, maybe on both ends, go down on one and then test it. And then to get your curve back, let's smart fill it. And then left click, right click, and you'll have a solid bar again. I guess this is the side of a box, and you can't ungroup it either because it's all together. Now the other way to do it, and it's a little bit, maybe more to extreme. A lot of people don't actually realize convert an outline to an object, but you could, let me put this in the center of the page, you could go to your nodes and select them all and break them apart by right-clicking, break apart. So now you've got, but this is a little trickier, but it'll work as long as you grab both those nodes or all four of those nodes and go down and up. But make sure you get them all when you go up. Let me change my nudge factor to something bigger. Let's say 0.125, so you can actually see it doing it. And I would do both ends a smaller amount than you think you need, just so it'll work. See, I nudged that one down, I nudged that one up. Of course, in this case, you'd want to make the male bigger. And we'll just kind of prove this, Control D and make a duplicate. And there again, you've got your duplicate distance on 0.25 by 0.25. I always suggest everybody have it on 0, 0, and this is one of the reasons why. Control D and make a duplicate. Now it's exactly right, and you can hold your control button down. And now you can see the gap. So this isn't going to work, but you could quite possibly, let's do this. We've set our nudge factor on 1.25. Let's just nudge that out of the way. And let's grab these nodes and go up that 1.25. So now we're back where we were. Now we're going to change our nudge distance to 0.003. And you would just have to do some testing on some cuts. So grab those two nodes, or all four, and move it up and move this one down. That ought to make your curve. See, now it's really on top of the line. Let's move it some more. There we go. You kind of want to see that or even that much when you're doing that. So you're just going to have to play around with that. And at one point, I must have moved a node that I didn't mean to move because it's a little bit of an angle. So I think so make sure you grab all the nodes and move them down. Let's go 2. That should work. And then, of course, don't forget to smart fill it. And the smart filling will but you want to move this out of the way. Before you smart fill it. I'm having trouble moving it. Here we go, and then smart fill it. And what I mean by, and we got a leak somewhere. I must have, well, this will be a good, okay, we got a leak right there. So what I would do in this case, after you've done something like that, it's probably because we moved a node that we shouldn't have. Let's take the shape tool and select them all. You've got to select your shape first. Select all your nodes. Go up to Tools or Windows, Dockers, Join Curves. 0.01 will close it. And now they should be closed. Let's try now with the Smart Fill tool. And voila, it works. So, I'll go over real quick how to test this. I would get that piece and Control D and make a duplicate, get out of the way, and just grab a rectangle and make a rectangle here and a rectangle there, and trim away everything else. And you can even trim this and this, and then cut these parts out. And you can see we're not joined, so that's why you would want to use the Smart Fill tool. I have found that the Smart Fill does not change the curve whatsoever. So then you could test these two pieces and see how good they join on a scrap piece of wood. And then if it's off, it's too tight or too loose, just make that other adjustment. I truly hope that helped a little bit.